Now, am I moving?
Yeah, you're moving. You're good. I see you. Everything's good.
I got some head movement, you know.
There you go. I don't, man. Fuck.
That is fucking staying. I want to welcome to the show. I got Gabe Rodriguez. He is going to be competing at RUF 43. This takes place at the Celebrity Theater on August 29th. This is a pro bout at 155 pounds. We're going back to lightweight for this one. You're coming off a huge victory over Jimmy Scully. Okay. And now we're just looking to fucking continue that momentum on over at RUF 43. And we're going to be taking on David Bolea, is how we decided we're going to call it, right?
That's what we chose to go with. So let's just roll with it.
All right.
Hey,
So,
Dave, sorry we fucked it up, David. Sorry we fucked it up, man. But we ain't know nothing about you. No disrespect. We're trying to get it right.
All right. Well, you know what? And we will. Come fight night, we'll figure out his name. But right now, we can only get. Okay. And I'm gonna go with phonetic spelling, and that's how I read it. But right now, it's not David's interview. This is Gabe's interview. I want to talk about your preparations for this fight. How have they been? How has this camp been different from the rest of your career?
You know what? I took full-time training. That's the difference right there. Earlier we were talking about my past opponents, and I fought nothing but fucking top guys right off the bat. No introduction to the pro scene, no nothing. You just boom, there it is. And the whole time I was a pipe fitter. I'm a pipe fitter by trade. So I would go to work, do my thing, 10 hours a day, 10, 12 hours a day, and then get home and train. And it was a mind fuck because I'd be, on lunchtime or during a break, I'd check on Instagram and these motherfuckers were training. Like shit. So yeah, those my first couple of pro fights didn't go my way. But I knew I was there. Fucking knew I was there. I was in there with them. Besides Jakar Close, he just beat the shit out of me. Everybody else, I was like, I'm in there. I'm in there. I belong with these guys. So then, I took a long layoff, and then I said, you know what, let's go full time. Let's go full time. You ain't getting any younger, but you're still good. You still got the talent. So that's the difference. Full time training, and it makes a big difference.
It really does. You're able to get a lot more work in, and there's a focus that you can do that you can't do when you're just when you're part-time on your training.
Exactly.
When it's full-time training, you can focus on those little areas that you need improvement on, because there are areas where you're going to grow exponentially, but it's all those little pockets that you need to fill that you can't do unless you're a full-time fighter.
Exactly. There was, I'd get to the gym after work and it's like, all right, we got 2 hours. Let's fucking figure out what we got to do and let's run through it quick. Now it's like I can come in the morning. If I feel like I didn't get it right, all right, let's go another session in the evening. Or, we separated. We got the ground during the day, striking in the night, sparring later on. We separate mids from ground it's perfect. Full-time training is perfect. If this is what you choose to do, full-time training is perfect. It's hard. But but you got to do it. You got to do it if you believe in yourself, and I really do. I think I got it.
Okay, and how much do we know about the opponent as far as skill set wise? What do you know that your opponent brings to the table that we got to keep an eye on?
So this opponent's a tough one in the aspect that we don't know much about him. We've looked into it. I think the guy, his last fight was like 3 years ago, 3 years ago.
Okay.
So there's not much on him. I'm guessing he's a ground guy. I'm guessing he's a jiu-jitsu guy. But since we don't know much about him, it made training camp easier because we just said, fuck it, let's just cover everything. Let's just cover it all. Yeah. We didn't have to break things down and say, well, we're just gonna concentrate on this and concentrate on that. We just fucking went balls out and covered everything and we did stand up, we covered ground, defense, offense, everything. Everything was covered. So we tried our best. We'll find out, next Sunday, but we tried our best to leave no rock unturned. Everything's there, feeling great. But yeah, he hasn't fought in 2 years, so there wasn't much on him to learn about.
Okay, and the way the training camp went, right? Since there wasn't anything that you needed to focus on as far as what your opponent brings to the table, do you think that's going to play dividends since the focus was just on what you're going to do, not what your opponent's going to do? Do you think that's going to play dividends?
Yeah, exponentially. I think it's gonna be great. I think that's the way we want to fight, anyways. That's the way our mentality's been out here in Team Rodzilla. We've always said, let's worry about ourselves. Let's do what we do. Let's fight the way we fight, and let everything play out. It's hard training, hard sparring, hard sessions, because we have to cover it all. We have to make sure that we're good in every position. Are we great at it? Nope, we're not great at one thing, but we can fight. You take me to the ground and I'll figure it out there. You keep it standing and I'll figure it out there. Well, I like that type of training. I'm actually comfortable with the fact that we didn't really focus on anything. I don't want to, I don't want to give this guy too much credit at one point. So I said, you know what, even better. Let's just do what we do, train the way we train, and it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off.
Absolutely. And what are you expecting to get out of this fight? Like, is there a personal goal or what are your expectations here?
All right. So the only reason I'm going down to 55, I mean, all due respect to David. Uh, Sorry, man. If you're watching this shit, sorry, bro.
It's all
Um,
good.
Honestly, I want to fight Nolan Highland again. That's the whole reason I'm going back to 55. I know he won't go up to 70. The last time we fought was a 65, and he wasn't very happy about it. So I'm going to 155. I'll stay there. I'll make the weight, and then hopefully I can lure him into a fight. That's really it. I'm not looking past anybody by any means. Am I looking past anybody? I know I got to rack up wins, and I know I got tough opponents in front of me. Shit. I took Jimmy Scully. That wasn't something that I just woke up and said, "Oh, okay, let's fight Jimmy Scully." I really had to sit down and talk about it. Think about it. I didn't bring it up to my team. But I did, think about it, and I said, well, fuck it, let's do it. We got to find ways to entice the fighters and the promoters as well. So I threw out that matchup, and they loved it. He took it, and then I kept pushing for another fight, and this matchup came up, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. The goal is let's fight Nolan, get that one back, and then we'll just go from there. We'll just go from
Okay.
there.
And like you said, you're not looking past your opponent, but to get to where you want to go, it has to be at 55.
Has to be at 55. Has to be at 55. I that's the only weight they'll take. And if they don't take that weight, then they don't want it. You know, that's the reality of it. If I show up and I make 55, I make you 55 easily, comfortably. There's no reason they should not take that fight. When it gets presented, it should be a go.
And how many wins do you think it's going to take for you to get there?
As many as it takes, I'm gonna get them. As many as it
Just
takes, I'm
line them
gonna
up
get
and
them.
knock them down, right?
Yeah, exactly. You line them up, and I'm taking them out. No matter what it takes. No matter what it takes, I got the grit. Let's go.
All right, and let's talk about your journey into the sport, right? Because everybody's got a different story on how they got to MMA. What is yours?
Shit, mine started when I was 5. Mine started when I was 5, and my brother came home. Man, I'm pretty sure fucking everybody in the MMA world has heard this story, but mine started when I was 5. My brother comes home with the first UFC on VHS, pops it in. I'm sold. I'm sold. Let's go. I want to kick motherfuckers in the face. Let's go. I'm a 5-year-old there thinking I'm ready to go. I remember my dad after watching that. I don't know. Everybody knows the names, right? But there was this one guy, Oleg Taktarov. I don't know if you remember this guy. And he would wear some small shorts, some small like navy blue shorts. And my dad had some exactly like that. So fuck, I would grab those things and I'd roll them up and I'd put them on and I'd stand in the mirror and he had like that old school Muay Thai stance. So I'd go with that one and that was it. So my brother put me in wrestling, stuck me in wrestling. That's what we're gonna do. And then I loved wrestling. I still love wrestling. I stay active in wrestling as much as I can. I coach it. I don't use it as much as I should in my fights. I'm really stubborn and I want to stay striking. I'm really stubborn, but I've learned. So I'm a little bit better at it now. How to transition into it. Before I was just like, fuck that, we're gonna stand and trade. Especially if I got hit, I'm like, oh, we're standing, and then I'd forget I was a wrestler. But and it's funny. So I started learning how to box, and I've actually been doing jujitsu for a long time. I don't know. I just never took onto it. But I was hitting the bag, and some guy comes up, my instructor, Omar Lopez. He comes up to my brother, and he's like, hey, he's really good at hitting the bag. You know, he's really good with striking. Has he ever heard of jujitsu? And no, but we wrestle. You know, we wrestle. It's like, oh, it's kind of like wrestling. So they made a deal. My brother's freaking smart. So he makes a deal with this guy, and he's gonna tutor him for some calculus class that he has in college. And in return, the guy's gonna teach me jujitsu. So, and we're talking old school Japanese jujitsu. We're not talking about the nice, fancy, you know, jujitsu we got going on now, where people do front rolls, back rolls, and into us. I don't know. You know, I can't do that shit. But this was old school Japanese jujitsu, and we would do it in this small little area, this shopping center, old beat up shopping center, and it was in a rug. It wasn't even in mat. It was rug. So we fucking have mat burn. I mean, rug burn everywhere. You know, we had those big old judo gis, those really thick. Yeah. So that was my venture into it. After that, I just said, well, you know, I would suck it up because I said I want to fight. So to me, that was getting me closer and closer and closer to fighting. And then I joined the army. I ended up joining the army. When I was in basic training, you know, that's when they started bringing in the jujitsu into it and stuff. So I met this one drill sergeant. He was already fighting. He was fighting out of Nashville. There's a couple of guys in the UFC now from there. And he started taking me with him to actual training. I was like, oh shit, like it opened my eye. Like, this is what MMA training is like. And I was hooked. They didn't let me fight during the time I was in the military. They didn't give me the permission, which is fine. You know, I was busy. But as soon as I was out, let's go. Let's go. That's what we're doing. And I rushed right into it. I rushed it. And my whole career's been rushed. But it's fine. I've enjoyed every single minute of it.
It's definitely a wild ride. One's journey into the sport, and then once they get there, it's a fast sport, right?
Really,
You're
it really
only
is.
remembered by your last performance, and then you got to get the next fight booked right away to stay relevant, or to
Exactly.
advance in your career. And before I continue, thank you for your service, because I'm gonna fucking forget if I don't say it right now. So thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. It was an honor.
But you know what I mean? It's very, like, once you get into it, like, there are ways to take your time, but those that get to those levels, right? To the UFCs, the Bellators, PFLs, the ones of the world, the big organizations. Those, I mean, they're pretty much fast tracked. You know what I mean? They're not a slow career by any means.
Yeah, it's not. You know, I have a lot of guys that I know that are animals, beasts. I would think I would never step in the cage with this motherfucker. But they're taking their career slowly. They're picking their matches, and they're not realizing, shit. People are fighting every month, everywhere, all over the world. Not just in their location, but all over the world. People are constantly just throwing hands. You know, they take fight left and right, and it's like, man, you're gonna be forgotten about. Sorry about my notification. They're like, man, they're people don't even know who you are. You know, you might be a gym champ, you might be practice champ, but who are you out there? Who are you? You promoters don't know your name. So that's one of the reasons I took the fights I took. I took the fights I took. I used to watch a lot of, now I don't really, but the UFC, and I used to follow a lot of, I was always on Dana White's ear, just whatever he said, whatever he said. One of the things is, man, you got to be ready. You got to take fights. You got to take tough fights. And I remember them loving the guys that always take those last second fights, those last notice, those, last minute fights. And I was like, fuck it. I think that, and especially being where I'm from, we don't have promotions out here close by. So I'm like, I just gotta, whenever something pops up, I'm just gonna say yes and let's go.
Jump on it.
Jump on it. Cause at the end of the day, I've always seen it the same way. If I'm out there and my kids are with me and all of a sudden some guy jumps up and just says, hey, you want to throw down? I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna take it to him. And I see it the same way. They offer me a fight, fuck, let's go, let's throw down. If that's what they want, let's do it. You know, and I took that mentality into my pro career. And some tell me it wasn't very smart, but you know what? I have no regrets, zero regrets. And I've been in LFA. I fought for titles. My first pro fight. I've been in a few pay-per-views, main events. It's like shit. Yeah, man. It's I might not have the best record, but I've had a fucking blast doing it. And now that I changed my perspective, I changed my training. I don't see anybody stopping me in a good while.
Well, and that's the as the old saying goes, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right? You know what I mean? So taking that approach and, just especially, the Donald Cerrone's and the Angela Hills of the world that, they'll jump on a fight. Hey, somebody fell out. Cool. I can make the weight. I'll take it. How many fights do you want to get per year going forward? Like, what's the type of pace that you'd like to keep up?
So I came in this year saying I want 4. I want 4 per year. If I can go more than 4, I'm happy. But minimum, I want 4. And fuck, I'm on 3. I should have been on 3, but fucking Peter Casad didn't make weight that day. So March would have been 1, April would have been 2, and this would have been 3. I would have been on track. But we're still early. After I'm done with this one, I know there's a show coming up in September, another one in October, another one in November. I'll just keep calling guys out. I'm pretty sure Jason's tired of my shit. I'm calling him every day. Who do you got? Who do you got? Who do you got? Who do you got? And I just want to fight. I just want to put my hands on somebody. I just want to go out there and leave it in the cage. I love being in the cage. That's where I belong. That door closes, like, oh shit, let's go. It's a little scary feeling, but it's addicting, man. I love it.
It's the scariest feeling that I've ever gone through myself. So okay. I definitely feel you there. There are probably very few things outside of being locked in a cage with another man that's been training to kick your ass, right. And it's kill or be killed in there. They are ready to die and they are ready to kill, right? So there are very few things in life that can compare to, that rush or that feeling, that fear. There are very few things that can compare to that. So I definitely feel you on that aspect.
Yeah, it's rough. And I tell a lot of people that are, they don't know the sport much, or they're just, as they call them, casuals. And it's like, man, they ask me like, fuck, what are you gonna do tonight? Oh, I'm gonna be at the gym. What are you doing this morning? Oh, I'm at the gym. What are you doing? I'm constantly trying to work on something, even if it's just hitting the speed back, just fucking staying in motion. They're like, man, what do you need to be in there for so long? I'm like, you don't know the feeling of somebody that you have fucking no clue who they are. You know their name most of the time. You have no idea how it feels to have somebody just across in another state, in another city, another place in the world, getting ready to beat the shit out of you, just fucking hurt you and humiliate you in front of, all these people for no reason but to the fact that we just get that rush out of being in the cage. That understanding that feeling makes you want to work, makes you want to go to work every day and get that work in and not quit and just keep going, because it's a tough little feeling to have, and to get used to it, it takes time. I don't think you really ever get used to it. I think you just you accept it, you accept it, but it's still there. The feeling's still there.
Absolutely. Now we're gonna ask some fun shit, right? So outside of your training, outside of getting locked in the cage, and outside of the now job we don't pursue anymore because we're a full-time fighter, what are some things you like to do for fun in your spare time?
Fishing. I'll fucking I can go fish all day,
Yeah.
all day. You know, me and I got 3 kids. I got 2 daughters and my older son, and we can go fishing on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday. We got our own worm farm there just in case. It's just that's what we do. We fish. We fish. If you go to my social media, if it's not me hitting the bag or hitting somebody in the face, it's me fishing or my kids fishing. That's it for me. I can sit there and fish all day. I love it. I love it. That's what I do, and it's so relaxing. It's such a change of pace too. It's like being constantly in the gym, just noise everywhere, bags banging. You got the ring floor moving around. You got the cage noise, and then you go fishing. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's relaxing, and then you get that, but you still get the little adrenaline rush once you get something. Once you even a bite, even if you don't catch something, once you get a bite, you're like, oh fuck, I got a bite. I love fishing, man. We love fishing. Yeah.
Absolutely. See, when I was younger, my mom's ex-girlfriend, she's now no longer with us, but she used to take us fishing all the fucking time, and I hated it. I was so fucking bored. Oh my God, why are you taking us fishing? This is boring. I'd rather go home and play with my friends, right? And now it's all I fucking want to do outside of, the things that I've got going on, side hustles and, the MMA thing. And of course, I still work a fucking 9 to 5. Um, but when you're just, like you're stuck at work, right? It's like, man, I'd rather be out at the fucking lake.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be out at the fucking lake. And I used to carry my tackle, my poles, and a chair in my trunk so that if it's my wife says, hey, I'm not going to be home for a while, that's cool. I could be at the lake.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to go around and okay, I could go hit the lake. It's not a problem. The lake is right there. And you're right. It's quiet. It's peaceful. And I never understood that as a kid. But as an adult, it's all you want. It's just that peace and quiet, time to yourself. But if you get a bite, all bets are off.
Yeah. Yeah.
All bets are
Yeah.
off, man. I fucking love fishing. Love fishing. Hated it as a kid. Now it's all I think about.
Yeah. Same, man. I'm here and I'm always thinking, when is the next day off? When can I fucking go cast? Because I need a fish. I need to catch something. Yeah. So that's it, man. Fishing. Other than that, my son loves playing football. He's a great wrestler. He was ranked #1 in the nation a couple of years ago for a while. So if it's not watching my kids play sports, it's fishing. It's fishing. But right now with COVID, it's been mostly fishing. Mostly
Yeah,
fishing.
you don't need a mask at the lake, right?
Nope. Fuck. What was it like? I want to say June of last year. I was out there. It was me and my kids. We were out there by the river. And a fucking game warden, I don't know if he was being a prick or if he was being serious, but he had me wear my mask. I'm like, what? Yeah. And I was like, you motherfucker. So I'm pretty sure he was being a prick. I'm pretty sure he's just because he could. Um, but yeah, so even at that point, I was like, all right, cool.
Oh
I'm still
man.
out here. At least he didn't make me go home. So I was
This
like,
is true. This is true. But goddamn, that sucks. That
yeah,
sucks.
I was like, all right, what's the why? We're out there by ourselves. But I guess it's been like that everywhere now. Everybody gets mad. I think we all have that one story of the time we were forced to wear a mask. So we just gotta suck it up.
Yep, I hear that. So the last question I got for you before we move on to shout outs and stuff is on August 29th over at the Celebrity Theater for RUF 43, when the referee raises your arm and the announcer announces you as the winner, I want to talk about how we're celebrating with that victory meal. What are we eating? What is the victory meal setting?
The victory meal. I'm actually gonna wait till I get home.
Yeah, that's okay. See,
I'm gonna wait
most
till I
people
get
think that
home.
the victory meal has to be,
Right
right after
afterwards.
the
No.
event. No, no, no. I want to know how you're celebrating with
No.
your food.
Victory meal. First of all, I'm gonna go party after party. So I'm gonna eat something there. I'm gonna go to the after party. But that meal, they got this. So it's seafood. It's seafood, but it's like a tower made of seafood. It's Mexican style seafood.
Okay.
So it's got shrimp in it. It's got octopus on it. It's got clams in it. It's got all sorts of shit in it. It's a big old concoction. It's a huge tower. A bunch of butter. It's all fucking deep fried. I love it. I freaking love it. And I've been watching commercial after commercial on it. So as soon as I get back, I go kick some ass in Arizona and get back. I'm gonna go have me one of those. That's what I'm gonna eat. That's the freaking. I don't even want sweets. I don't care about it. I want some of that. I want that tower, that seafood tower. That's what I need. That's what I want. And a
You see,
fucking modelo. And you can't forget the modelo, man. I'm gonna have a big old cold modelo, tall boy. That's what I'm gonna drink.
now check this out. I'm gonna put it this way to you, right? Okay, so in the gym, you're knocking things down. Okay, in the cage, you're knocking things down. Even with the celebratory victory meal, you're knocking
Just
things
coming
down.
down. Coming
That's
down.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm
Yeah,
with
I
it.
don't. Yeah, man. I don't like things standing too much. I gotta take them down. They're standing. It's because they need to come down. I need to take them down. Yeah, man.
Oh,
That's it. And like I said, a big old tall modelo, tall boy, and I'll be happy. And then back to work again. To the next one.
back to work. Because we're trying to get on the 26th.
Yeah. What is that? It's for September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want. Fucking Nolan Highland, if you're watching this, I want you on the 26th. But yeah.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that's
Shane
what we're
call
gonna
out
do, man.
right there. I like it.
Any chance I get, man. Any chance I get.
All right. Well, of course, we come to the point in the interview where I like to give my guests as much time as they would like to thank whoever they'd like. Training partners, coaches, management teams, friends. I don't care who, but go ahead and take the floor.
All right, let's do it. First and foremost, I want to thank my sponsors. You know, they're there for me. They're there for me for anything I need, you know. So Outlaw Saloon, Licon Dairy, Arriaga's Racing Team, Extreme Touch, you know, they've been great. Essence Spa, they've all been great to me. And Sun City Distillery, you're the shit. You're gonna hook me up with a bottle because I don't know if you knew this, but my birthday is the day after the fight. My birthday's August 30th. So I get sponsored by Sun City Distillery. I'll make sure I take me a bottle of whiskey out there and celebrate out there with y'all. But other than that, I want to thank, you know, my coaches, obviously. They just took me in. I'm actually brand new to this team. It's a Champ Camp training facility. So I'm brand new to this team. And, you know, they've made me feel at home. So, you know, shout out to them. And Danny Hilton, because he's gonna be in my corner once again. You know, me and him became homies after he got lucky and tapped me out. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. And then let's get it done. I can't wait. Get this fight over with so I can spend some real time with my kids. I've been kind of busy with camp and haven't been able to give them 100%. But that's it, man. I'm just ready to go.
All right. And then, of course, you can order this pay-per-view by going to www.roughNation.com. Okay. And when you go to buy the pay-per-view, if you can't be there in person, you can put in a code, right? So what is your fighter code?
They haven't given it to me yet, but just fucking look for Gabriel Rodriguez. Might be Rodzilla. Either one. Look for it. Click on it. Choose me. You know, make sure you watch my fight. I put on a show, win, lose, draw. There's going to be blood.
Okay, and if you would like to purchase your tickets, you can do there as well if you're going to be there in person to support Gabriel Rodriguez here at RUF 43 at the Celebrity Theater on August 29th. Same deal, roughNation.com. And, you know, when you're purchasing your ticket, just select the fighter code or input the fighter code, which will be in the description of the video here. I'll get that for you and make sure it's. But man, it's been a pleasure chopping it up with you. I missed you on the last card, and we for damn sure we're not going to make that same mistake. Okay.
I was a little salty about that. Like, hey, how come nobody asked me for an interview?
Well, and that's the thing, man. I get called out all the time, and you know what? Fucking respect to the fighters that fucking call me out on my bullshit. Okay. I can't get everybody, but if I miss you and your feelings are hurt, let's fucking talk about it. Okay.
You know what? They weren't hurt. I was like, shit, I'm good too. Get me on that show. So hey, when you hit me up, I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Nah, yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you having me. It's awesome, especially it feels really good me not being from Arizona and you reaching out to me because like we were talking earlier, I have much respect for Arizona and its fighters and its people. My career has been out of Arizona. If it's not for Arizona, I probably wouldn't even have an MMA career. Nobody will want me on their cards. So I really appreciate the state of Arizona and their fighters and their people. I really appreciate it. So once again, thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Well, 100%. And you are right. Win, lose, or draw. It's always an exciting fight. You're coming off a big win over Jimmy Scully. Okay. And with that momentum is looking to be continued at RUF 43. So
Real quick,
go
real
ahead.
quick. I don't know how that fuck got on Bellator, but he's on Bellator, and I'm not happy about that either. So, hey, Bellator, what's up? What's going on with that? Give me a call. We need to talk. I don't want to fight for y'all, but we need to talk. I fight for RUF, but we need to talk.
You fight for who? For who?
For RUF, let's go.
Right there. You see it? Can you see it?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I've been eyeballing that shirt since we started.
Well, again, roughNation.com for tickets or pay-per-view buys. It's going to be at the Celebrity Theater, downtown Phoenix. It's going to be August 29th. That's this coming Sunday. So that's a week from tonight, which is when this interview is currently taking place. So thank you for coming on my show and giving me some time out of your day. You don't have to do it, but you did anyway. And I am, forever grateful. I can't wait to see you at weigh-ins on Saturday because I'm going to be there. Right?
Let's do it.
And then I get to call the motherfucking action all Sunday night. So it's going to be a good time. I can't wait to see you perform. Do you have anything else for us before I let you go?
That's it, man. Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.
100%. We will see you in a week, my friend.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. I'll see you.